The get-up is, without question, a lift that teaches you how to lift. The get-up fits into any program without detracting from the goal, but improving you in all areas. It improves movement skills, dynamic strength, creates powerful and resilient shoulders, and a high level of mobility and stability at the joints. It's a fantastic way to create body awareness and body control that makes you better at pretty much any other strength pursuit. If there is a breakthrough exercise for most people, this is it. The person who performs the get-up regularly will be a better performing, more mobile and more resilient athlete. And now let's break it down into its components. Step 0. The lockout. Lay on the ground with the kettlebell next to your ribcage. Roll onto your side, curling around the bell. Cradle the kettlebell handle with both hands. Pull it towards your chest, then roll onto your back, placing your loaded elbow on the floor. The loaded forearm must be vertical. Bend the knee on your weighted side, planting the foot at a 45-degree angle to the closest buttock. Press the bell until your straight arm is perpendicular to the floor using one or both arms. Lock out the elbow and pull the loaded shoulder into its socket. The opposite arm and leg are resting straight and at 45-degree angle from your torso. Step 1. Using the planted foot and opposite elbow, roll, not crunch, up to your elbow and exhale. Step 2. Once you're stable at the elbow, pivot the hand to straighten your unweighted arm and rise into a tall sit. Step 3. Lift your hips off the ground high enough to be able to move your outstretched leg under your body. Take your straight leg and pull or sweep it under your body, placing it behind the hand on the floor. You'll end up in a position that makes your legs appear to be 90 degrees from each other. One knee will be pointing straight ahead and the other should point directly at the hand on the floor. Step 4. Push your hips back towards your heel and take your supporting hand off the floor. Straighten up, keeping the kettlebell overhead. Look straight ahead. Step 5. Windshield wipe the leg that's on the ground so that both legs are now parallel to each other. Step 6. Stand up from the lunge. Keep looking forward. And now we're going to reverse the movements. Step 7. While still looking forward, step back into the lunge so that your knee is on the floor. Step 8. Windshield wipe the back leg so it's perpendicular to the front leg. Step 9. Push your butt towards the heel, slide your hand down your thigh and along the floor, resting it in front of the knee. Shift the weight onto your hand and look at the kettlebell. Step 10. Sweep your kneeling leg straight out in front of you. Sit your butt on the floor in a way that puts your planted foot at 45 degrees to your closest buttock. Step 11. Roll down to your elbow, slightly turning your torso to the unloaded side. Step 12. Without moving your elbow, roll down onto your back, descending to the ground one shoulder at a time. Finally, lower the kettlebell using one or both arms until your loaded elbow is resting on the ground. Then roll to your side and place the kettlebell on the floor. For people who have sore knees, there is an alternative to steps 5 and 8, the windshield wiper. Proceed with the Turkish get-up as normal until step 5. Then move your planted foot 90 degrees forward to bring yourself into the bottom of the lunge position. From there, proceed as normal. Then on the reverse face, again move the planted foot sideways 90 degrees and proceed as normal. This variation offers less stability, but it is more comfortable on your planted knee. And finally, perhaps the most popular variation of the Turkish get-up is the reverse get-up. Begin by clean and pressing or snatching the kettlebell into overhead lockout and then completing all the steps of the regular Turkish get-up except the dismount at the bottom. This means that after you have rolled down onto your back, you will come straight back up into standing position. This variation is popular because it allows you to combine your Turkish get-up with other exercises in a complex without putting the kettlebell down. Next, we will learn how to correctly perform each element of the Turkish get-up and avoid the most common errors.